school is back in session, and so are fall sports.
That's right. And it seems like, Amy, lots of kids now, they lock in on one sport, which is great, but experts actually do say that there are benefits to playing several sports. So I spoke to Nashville youth sports expert and the owner of Amazing Athletes of Middle Tennessee, Angela Dolan, to get her perspective on the importance of kids competing in different arenas. The first, Dolan really tells me, is to help prevent childhood obesity, right? She says kids that play a range of sports are just more likely to stay active throughout childhood and even into adulthood. Studies show their ability to stick with a program, too, after exposure to different sports. Dolan also adds playing multiple sports can assist with injury prevention since kids are likely using different muscle groups for different sports. It can also help prevent burnout by taking a bit of a break or just even adding another sport to play so kids compete with different teammates and play for different coaches. Another thing for us parents to keep in mind, even if your kids prefer individual sports like golf, tennis, skating, or wrestling, experts do say mixing in those team sports when they can for young people, it helps take some pressure off.
Studies do show that the individual sports are harder on them mentally because they are alone, and you tend to get in your head a little bit. So even just joining a rec league of something, doing something different that you wouldn't do, where you are socializing with people and doing, even if it's a non-competitive, just a pickup basketball game, a rec league. And if you're exposed to that at an early age, then it's easier to get into that type of situation.
I thought that was great advice, Amy. Like I played junior golf, and you are kind of on your own. It does get in your head. I mean, if you don't play well, you just beat yourself up constantly, right? So sure, it's the same way for kids who play tennis. But, eventually once you reach like middle and high school, then you're on like a golf team or tennis team. And even though you're still technically competing on your own, you're part of a team, your score counts for the larger team. And I think that's great once you get to high school, so you get that team mentality. And, I do think it's important. I like the idea, even if it's not a travel basketball team or travel soccer, but just playing a rec league, even at church, just to kind of mix it up a little bit.
And I love how she said that you use, those different muscle groups. And you don't really think about that. And it's hard for parents who have multiple kids to have each kid with multiple sporting, activities, but it looks like it pays off in the end.
Yeah, maybe they'll play rec league soccer and they realize they love it, and that's what they want to do instead of baseball. You never know. If you want to learn how your kids can benefit from Amazing Athletes of Middle Tennessee, it's a multi-sport program for kids. I'll put their info with this story for you on newschannel5.com.